Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of All About Aspen, the show that gives you a hyper local look into one of the most expensive places on the planet, Aspen, Colorado. Through the eyes of an everyday man, me, your host, Landon Like a Plane, basically through my business and social life, as well as, the news, whatever's going on here. I'm going to share with you about how a regular guy like me lives in one of the most expensive places in the world, Aspen, Colorado. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, and it's 9:37 a.m. And I'm doing another podcast back to back. That's going to be kind of rare, I think. I'm trying to do one of these a week, but I had such a good day yesterday. I do want to get a little of this on film. So, have you ever had just like a day where you just absolutely crush it? I mean, crush it. I really have figured out how to dial in my days. So, if you're a fan of the show and you've seen the other episodes, you know that I recently launched my own company, and it's Aspen Drone Company. Shout out to Aspen Drone Company, the sponsor of this show, for all your visual and aerial videography needs. I'm a media production company, so if you need it shot on film, I'm happy to do that for you. Contact me at Aspen Drone Company. Again, sponsor the show. It's how we're making this whole thing go, which is barely. I've launched my own company and I've got it off the ground and I've got a few different clients. And my most recent client is a realtor, and she has a very high standard, and it is difficult to impress her. And she has therefore forced me to level my skill set up and level my ability to create content up. And in that way, it's been really beneficial for me, despite it being particularly difficult. And so I was able to yesterday get a couple of videos approved by her that I've been working on for a while. And so that is just amazing news, because now I've got kind of the ball rolling and there's a flow going, and I'm getting better at doing what I'm doing. So the skill set's increasing and I'm getting, faster as a result of it. And the whole process gets a little bit easier, which it's been a process again. If you go back and watch any of the other episodes, you will learn more about all that. But yesterday crushed it. So another major issue with me and just my own personal situation here is that it does get dark here maybe around like 5. It's been the winters, we're slowly coming through winter and into spring. So it got dark at like 4:30, and then it was 5, and now it's like 5:30, but still relatively early in the day, before 6. And once it gets dark, I watch a lot of TV. And that is very disappointing to me, because I am very anti the TV, even though I like the monitor itself. Even I would go as far as to say modern day television is much better than the television I grew up with forced advertising and channels. At least now you get to pick what you want to watch. And, depending on the service, there's no commercials. But it's the commercials that I hate. And it's that like forced advertising. And yeah, I feel like it's a very big part of the detriment to society is the television. And I am trapped by it more often than I care to be. So in that way, it's something that I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out how to utilize the hours leading up to when I go to sleep at night. And watching TV isn't how I want to do that. But I do like to play music. So I play a lot of music, and I don't play enough for myself. And so in that way, I think I might try to get a keyboard and get back into the piano. I can play the piano a little bit. So that would be cool. And then beyond that, what I've figured out is at night is when I edit. And so one of the problems that I've been having with this business is, like, I'll sit here like today and I'm just sitting in my chair and I've put it in a place where I can look out my window onto what's called Red Mountain here in Aspen. And that's where all the billionaires have their mansions. And so I call it my inspiration window, because I get to stare literally from my chair here in my bedroom out onto a mountain where all these super successful people have made it and have these homes. And the truth is, they wish they lived here year round, but they don't. They're all going and making their billions of dollars all around the world while I get to call it home. And in that way, I think I got them beat a little bit. And so it's just nice that there's more than one way to be wealthy. And so I set up my whole like office studio thing, if you will, in the corner where I can look out that window and see onto that mountain and be inspired. And so, because it's hard, and often I do need to be inspired, and it has been hard. And so, looking out the window and just living in this beautiful place where, for me, a big part of the reason that the quality of my life is so good, living in Aspen, and why I haven't moved, is the nature. And it's just everywhere. I mean, I live on a golf course, and so that golf course becomes the cross country ski course in the wintertime, which is the largest network of cross country ski trails that are free in the country. My friend lives in Crested Butte, which is not too far from here mileage wise, but it's actually really far if you try to get there in the winter because you can't go through the mountains. In the summer, it's a 16-mile hike, which I've done multiple times. Um, but in the winter, you got to drive around, and it's like 5.5 hours. So they have a cross country ski track, but you got to buy a pass to use it. It costs money. So I have this amazing cross country ski course right at my back door, literally. And then out my front door is literally hundreds of miles of trails in the summer. And I mean, I live deep, deep in the mountains, like deep. Aspen's way down this valley. And in the winter, there's kind of one way in and one way out. And it's one of those places where I don't really leave it, actually. It's very rare. There's a roundabout here in town. I live just on the other side of the roundabout, but it's very rare that I go much further past my house down valley. I mean, I went down that way the other day just to get gas for the first time in a long time when my truck, which I thought was broken, I was able to fix because just ran out of gas, which is awesome. I'm so glad that before I tried anything else to fix it, I put gas in it. So there's a lesson for you. And then beyond that, um, it's just difficult for me to want to stay inside during the day. Working, and a big part of what I do is editing, and I can edit from anywhere. So I did kind of crack the code of using the gondola to go up to the top of the mountain, and they have a restaurant up there. And I just would bring my computer on like Saturdays and Sundays when it was super busy and I didn't really want to ski, but I would use it to network. And so that was really cool, and that's working particularly well actually. Is going in the gondola. Normally on a Saturday or Sunday, I just let the tourists have it. But now I'm going and I'm riding up the gondola, and it's like the perfect elevator pitch situation. I'm riding the gondola with these high end influential people, and then I've got them captive for 15 minutes while we ride the gondola together. And almost inevitably, if we chat at all, sometimes we don't chat. It's interesting, the gondola. But if we do chat, ultimately the idea of what do you do for work comes up, and I get to tell them about how I am the CEO and founder of Aspen Drone Company. And then they all get excited because it's a pretty cool new niche, area, which is why I am finding quite a bit of success right away. And it was just a good idea, kind of all around. But Aspen's like that. Aspen's, kind of behind the times. I've got a buddy who lives in LA, and he was talking about the Wemo driverless vehicles where he's like, they're incredible. He's like, you get in, it's got like a big screen in the back, and then you can type in your music, and then it plays music for you as it drives you to the destination. No driver, and it's free. And he's like, you have those in Aspen? I was like, no, we don't. We still drive our taxis the old fashioned way. And in that way, if you could bring something like that idea to Aspen and pitch it to the city and replace the whole taxi company with free taxis, you could make a lot of money because it hasn't happened here yet. And it's the kind of place that would totally dig something like that. So business idea. But I'm the drone guy. I gotta stay focused. So yeah, I'm just pretty buzzed off of a lot of caffeine and the idea that I crushed it yesterday, and I wanted to sit down and talk a little bit about that. So, this little yellow book that I have that helps keep me accountable, and we're getting ready to transition to something like this. Which, Jesus, my dad got me this, which is this crazy ass calendar that's like for your whole year. It's called a Franklin Covey calendar, and it's thick. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But it is pretty dope. But I had a bunch of stuff to do yesterday, and I did like all of it and then some. So, all right, let's just start firing off. Yeah, so I like to put stuff on lists and then cross it off. And sometimes I'll put stuff on the list that I've already completed just to cross it off and like something just to get the list going. But I like to give myself the little wins. I think it's important. And the feeling of accomplishment when you get to scratch stuff off is just feels so good. So I had to invoice my buddy. I did some video for his food truck, and I did that. And then I'm trying to reinvest the money that he's going to give me into the business. I need to buy a hard drive to store all this footage, and I need to get a logo going. I have a logo, but I used AI to do it, and I want to get like a real one. And then that'll let me get business cards. So working on all that. I need to schedule a doctor's appointment. My arm is hurting. I don't know what is going on. I fell a couple of times, but it hurt before that. So I don't think that's what it is. I need to schedule a shoot with this realtor. Clean the house. I did that. I tried to apply for a credit card, which my credit is terrible, and so I was able to get approved actually, which is cool. So there's Discover credit cards for people who have terrible credit like myself, and if you need to try to rebuild your credit, it's like a secured credit card, so you got to give money. But I'm working with these people who are helping me like try to build out my business with this organization called SCORE, which is the Core of Retired Executives. And these are people who are successful business people who are trying to help up and coming business people like myself. And so through them, I had the idea of trying to maybe apply for a business loan. I wanted to find out more about that. And so they brought in a specialist who's good at getting like small businesses money and grants and waivers and all kinds of stuff. And she was the one who was like, you got to start rebuilding your credit. So we're working on that, which why not? I'm going places. So, and then I needed to edit these videos for the realtor, which I did check. And I needed to get these invoices done. And I looked into my accounting situation, which that's been one of the biggest challenges for me is trying to figure out how to get all my accounting like accounted for, and taxes are due, and got to figure that all out. And so I've got Quicken, and that has been a huge asset. And so through that, of it has the ability to invoice. And so through my accounting software, I've been able to create these invoices, and it's going really well. I'm really enjoying being able to see all the numbers and like where the money's going and account for it. And it's been hard because I have a business account, but it hasn't been synced to anything that allows me to really kind of pull data from it. And now it does. So that's a huge win. So that's a lot of stuff that I've crossed off this list. And then if we were going to make another one for today, we got to do the business cards and the hard drive. I got to pay a medical bill. I need to get the video to the realtor. And then I'm going to send the contract to the roofing company. I need to edit for my buddy who's a DJ, and I got to go see Snow Polo because he got me in. So I'm trying to make him some video. And who else? Oh yeah, I got to go see my buddy's band, the Steely Dead, and they let me be their videographer, which was rad. This is such a cool business for me. I'm getting to be like the videographer. Look, here's my little crew pass. So it's just awesome to work for myself and to have like what inspired me to sit down again today right now was I read a quote that said something like, when you finally get through the storm, you're not going to remember like how you got through it, and you won't even be sure that you're even through it or that it's over. But there's one thing that's for sure is that you won't be the same person you were before you went into the storm. And that's what makes all the difference. And in that way, like I was talking about, having to level up my skill set and, going through this really particularly hard time where I'm working for myself and I'm barely able to make rent, but I'm working for myself for the first time and it's going well. I'm finding the ability to make rent. And that is just the world to me, to be able to wake up and actually do what I want with my day. And if I want to work, I can. And if I don't, I don't have to. But when I do work, I make a lot of money. And so it's working. And soon I believe that I am going to put myself into a position to have more than enough, have like a lot, have what I'm looking at is 5K, but eventually I want to make $10,000 a week, but I'm just trying to make 5K a month right now. I'm making like two. And so barely covering like rent and bills and like no money for food. And it's been a super hard struggle, but, it's my struggle and I'm fighting it. And the point of what I was making before is that through this difficulty and through this hard time is how I'm like kind of encountering the different obstacles or challenges that are forcing me to figure out ways to create better content and win the client. And that's what's happening. And so in that way, I'm excited to keep moving forward and get through this current contract that I'm on, and then move on to like this construction company where I'm trying to do a roofing job for them, a roof inspection. And I'm trying to target some construction companies. So that's another thing I got to do is I got to email the roof. And I want to go cross country skiing. So I just got myself a set of cross country ski boots, which is one of those activities that you see people doing, but I don't know. It never really appealed to me. It just never, skiing in general has never really appealed to me. But as I've gotten older and I've snowboarded for 25 years, I'm bored of snowboarding. That's the facts, is that I'm just bored of it. And in that way, I picked up skiing. I decided to start learning how to ski. So I got myself a set of skis and I got myself some ski boots. They're a tiny bit too big, which is too bad because when you ski, you want the boot to be as tight as possible for the best response. And I can feel my feet, like my shins. It takes a little while for them to engage because the boot's just it's like a half size too big. But I got boots and I've taught myself how to ski. I want to learn how to uphill ski is why I wanted to. I went with a friend and he said that, I had a hard time going down. I'm terrified to get hurt going downhill because I don't know how to ski and I don't have any control. And he's like, well, you should learn how to downhill ski if you want to go up because the whole point of going up is to come back down. And I was like, all right. So I started learning how to ski, and you know what? I like skiing more than snowboarding. I find it to be more fun. It's more natural. It's easier. Although I'm still learning how to do it. I'm not that great at it. I still crash. And in that way, I'm still worried about getting hurt. And in that way, I'm hesitant to ski. I'd rather snowboard because I'm confident on the snowboard. And so there isn't anything I can't handle. Although accidents happen. I broke my collarbone and had to have surgery on it. And I wasn't doing anything. I was pedaling. I had 1 foot out. So I fell just from a standing height and broke it. Surgery. So things happen, and in that way, I know how easy it is to get hurt and how dangerous it is, and so I'm hesitant to ski. I've got 48 days this season, woo woo, and that's awesome because I work for myself. So that's what I meant when I was talking before about how I've kind of cracked the code on my day, and I started learning. I'm starting to edit at night. And so I can go out and ski during the day and go to the gym and play outside, which is just one of the best ways that I could spend my day if I had $1 million. That's essentially what I would be doing. So it's like that line in Office Space where he's like, "Shit, you don't need $1 million to do nothing." It's like, look at my cousin. He's broke, don't do shit. So that's me. I can go outside for free. I've got my passes. I got a gym pass. I've got a ski pass. And I just got these cross country ski boots. So now I can go out on this whole network of trails that are out here, and it's incredible. It's hard actually. I've crashed a couple of times as I'm trying to teach myself how to do it. And I talked to a friend because I don't want to get hurt, and it's the kind of crash where you can get hurt. And he's like, "There's really no way to avoid it." He's like, "You're gonna fall learning how to do it. It's not like downhill skiing." I was like, I can ski a little bit, but it's hard." He's like, "Yeah, it's not like downhill skiing." So I was just like, all right, now that I got these boots, I went and I gave it a try. The sun broke yesterday for about 2 hours at the end of the day, and I got out there, and man, it's fun. It's exercise. It's challenging. I'm learning how to do it, and I fell a couple of times. One time was pretty bad, and nearly hurt myself, rolled my ankle, but luckily didn't hurt it too bad, and was getting cocky, which is why I fell, and I got humbled. And so after that, I got up and I was going along, and I'm like, "Don't get cocky, don't get cocky, don't get cocky." So it's good to be humbled, and it's good to realize that you're not as great as you think that you are. And yeah, sometimes the universe will help you do that if you start feeling like you're hot shit. So I'm hoping today to get out there again. I might take the day off from the mountain again. Maybe not. It's only 10, so it's cool because now I can do this stuff where I can go do this cross country ski thing, be done in 45 minutes, go to town, go snowboard, come back, go to the gym, hit the gym, and steam and swim, and home, and then it'll be like 5 o'clock, and then I can start editing because it gets dark, and instead of watching TV, like I put the TV on, but I'm actually focused on my computer, and I was doing this last night, and I just crushed it. It's like I got so much done from 5 till like midnight. I got both these videos edited. I was playing with this Quicken software and the accounting for it, and it's so rad to be able to see my company and the data on it and the stats and like the profits and loss and like the categories of expenses broken down, and it's all available in that way. But I don't really know how to access it. I got to learn how to use the software, so that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching myself how to get familiar with the software. I'm creating invoices, and I'm like, this is so cool. I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. So yeah, that's where that's at. So with that, we'll transition over towards the end of the show where I get done telling you about what's going on with my life personally, and we get into a little bit of stuff that you might care about, which is the weather. So the weather's brought to you by Open Snow, which is an app that I actually pay for, and I pay for it because they've got the best weather I've ever encountered in Colorado, where people really care a lot about the weather here. I like it because I can just look out my window and tell you what's going on. But if you're coming from down valley or you want to know more, here's what is going on with the weather and the upcoming systems. Again, this is Open Snow, and this is by Joel Gratz, the founding meteorologist. This is February 11th, 2 hours ago, 2025. All systems are go for launch. Summary. 3 storms should bring powder during the next 8 to 10 days. Woohoo! The first storm should deliver 3 to 8 inches of snow from Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. The second storm should deliver 10 to 30 plus inches of snow from Thursday night to Saturday night. Woo, woo, Whoa, yeah, 30 inches. Woohoo, that's gonna be bad. Yeah, so that's Thursday to Saturday, and then the third storm should deliver more snow next Monday and Tuesday. This is good news for our snowpack and good news if you like powder. Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the 10-day forecast. No, Monday recap. Monday was dry across most mountains, though snow showers fell over the southern mountains, 0 to 1 inches of accumulation around Monarch, 2 inches of accumulation, and over the northeastern divide, 1 to 2 inches around Eldora and the nearby foothills. Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday should start with dry weather, and then from Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday morning, a storm will form over the middle of Colorado, and it will bring snow to most mountains. The best chance of the most snow will likely be on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, when the amount of moisture is the highest and the temperatures are in a good zone for snowflake formation. On Wednesday, temperatures will cool and moisture will decrease, so I think snowfall will also decrease, though the southern and eastern mountains could hang on to more snow on Wednesday, or the central mountains. The CAI C2 kilometer high resolution model continues to show 2 to 8 inches of snow, favoring a stripe from Aspen northeastward to Beaver Creek, Vail, Winter Park, Granby, Eldora, Rocky Mountain National Park, and Cameron Pass. Our multi-model forecast is close to the CAIC forecast above and the National Weather Service multi-model forecast below, and also highlights the chance for deeper snow in the southeast around Wolf Creek and maybe Cuchara. The 2 to 8 inch forecast is reasonable, but there is some upside potential as several atmospheric factors will be on the edge of greatness, like abundant moisture, temperatures in the zone for snowflake creation, and the storm forming and strengthening directly over Colorado. In short, I wouldn't be surprised to see some spots with higher end snow totals and fun powder on Wednesday morning. For timing, Wednesday morning has the highest odds for powder. Snowflakes could stay in the air on Wednesday, but as temperatures cool below the ideal zone for snowflake formation, snow accumulations will likely be light on Wednesday during the day. Thursday will likely be dry at most mountains in the southwest. There's a chance for some late day snow if the next storm arrives a bit earlier than expected, which can sometimes happen when surges of moisture push in from the southwest. Friday and Saturday. We are 1 day closer to the storm, and the forecast models have generally held firm, which is good news. So below is similar text to what I wrote yesterday with a few adjustments. Storm with a lot of moisture will bring snow to all mountains from Thursday night through Saturday. A lot of moisture can translate to a lot of snow, so we will probably see 10 to 30 plus inch snow totals during the storm, favoring the southern and central mountains early in the storm and the northern and central mountains later in the storm. Central mountains, baby, yeah, that's a lot of snow. For timing in the central and southern mountains, Friday should start with 3 to 8 inches of snow, and there should be 1+ inch of snow per hour snowfall rates during this day on Friday. Fuck yeah. So it'll be free refills kind of day. Then there should be additional snow on Friday night with some untouched powder on Saturday morning on top of a soft base. In the central mountains, the Crested Butte area is sensitive to the wind direction, with the best wind direction being from the west-southwest. The most likely time for a west-southwest wind will be around Friday midday through early evening. So this is the most likely time for intense snowfall. For timing in the northern mountains, the snowfall on Thursday night and Friday is iffy, as the wind direction from the southwest and west-southwest is not favorable. So snow totals should be lower, maybe 2 to 8 inches through Friday afternoon. Then, from Friday evening through Saturday evening, snowfall should crank up as the wind direction becomes more favorable from the west and northwest, and temperatures cool. So I think Saturday will be the better powder day with a somewhat soft base, new snow on top, and snow throughout the day. There is a chance that the snowfall on Saturday is more than expected, as many positive factors combined: moisture, wind direction, jet stream, temperature. So Saturday could be surprisingly good, soft, deep in spots. The map below shows total prediction and estimated snowfall amounts based on this precipitation. The snow quality could be thicker on Friday due to warm temperatures and fast winds. Then the snow quality should become fluffier on Friday night and Saturday as temperatures cool and winds slow down. With a lot of snow, a lot of moisture, a lot of wind early in the storm, and a lot of people traveling for President's Weekend. It's President's Weekend? Shit. I expect some road issues, closures during the storm, so allow extra time, as they say, and have plan B in case plan A doesn't work out so well. Damn, that sucks. There's going to be a lot of people here. Extended forecast. The longer range forecast is still looking good. Sunday, February 16th should be dry with potentially soft snow on Sunday morning in the northern and northern central mountains if snow lingers on Saturday night. Monday, February 17th should be dry through a lot of the day, then snow should begin to fall Monday afternoon or Monday night. Tuesday, February 18th will likely be snowy with a storm tracking in from the northwest. Snow could get deeper throughout the day. Tuesday, yeah, baby, Tuesday, Monday night and Tuesday, so Tuesday morning. Wednesday could offer some powder in the morning if Tuesday's storm lingers into Tuesday night. Between Thursday, February 20th and Saturday, February 22nd, 1 to 2 storms should track across the northern Colorado. So there could be snow on 1, 2, or 3 of these days. Yeah! After about February 22nd to the 23rd, we may return to drier and warmer weather during the last 5 days of February, but that's still 10 plus days away, and the forecast could change like it did today, with more snow possible through the 22nd. My next update will be on Wednesday morning. Thanks for reading, Joel Gratz. P.S. The Loveland Ski Patrol asked me to mention that they are hosting tryouts on March 23rd and April 12th. Here's a flyer and a link to sign up. So that is why I love open snow. Thank you, Joel Gratz. What a weather report. We have got some snow coming in, and that's always fun, especially when you work for yourself and you go every day. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm fucking stoked. So I got a buddy who I think is going to come up here. I might call him and tell him he needs to come up Thursday now. So just crushing it, which is, man, if you go back just a couple episodes, life was hard. It's still hard. It's just my own perspective at it. And so I think that's how we're going to wrap the show. I'm going to go ahead and read from this thing called the Daily Stoic, which is one of the ways that I am able to reframe and kind of help myself be positive when things are going hard. They're not today. They weren't yesterday. And a lot of that is because I'm putting in this work to make tomorrow easier. That's the whole kind of mission that I'm on, is like every day just push the ball forward a little bit, and in that way try to make tomorrow a little bit easier. And I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it, and it's going. So let's just keep going here. So that's, in that way, my mentality right now is I'm actually pretty positive. I am feeling accomplished. I feel like this mind dumping thing that I'm doing, where I'm writing stuff down, is really helping me manifest my reality. There's something magical about putting pen to paper and just kind of letting all my concern and worry out. But then also lately, what I've been doing is writing like what I'm ready for and what's positive. So, it's February 11th, and here we go. This is the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Thanks, guys. This book is awesome. It really helps me. I hope it helps my audience. Hero or Nero. Our soul is sometimes a king and sometimes a tyrant. A king, by attending to what is honorable, protects the good health of the body in its care and gives it no base or sordid command. But an uncontrolled, desire-fueled, overindulged soul is turned from a king into the most feared and detested thing, a tyrant. Seneca, Moral Letters 114.24. There is that saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. At first glance, that's true. Seneca's pupil, Nero, and his litany of crimes and murders is a perfect example. Another emperor, Domitian, arbitrarily banished all philosophers from Rome. Epictetus was forced to flee as a result. Many of Rome's emperors were tyrants, yet not many years later, Epictetus would become a close friend of another emperor, Hadrian, who would help Marcus Aurelius to the throne, one of the truest examples of a wise philosopher king. So it's not so clear that power always corrupts. In fact, it looks like it comes down in many ways to the inner strength and self-awareness of individuals, what they value, what desires they keep in check, whether their understanding of fairness and justice can counteract their temptations of unlimited wealth and deference. The same is true for you, both personally and professionally. Tyrant or king, hero or Nero. Which will you be? And so with that, I'm just thinking to myself, couple of things. One is I'm taking care of my body. I'm working out a lot. I'm going to go cross country skiing, then I go snowboarding, then I go to the gym. And another thing that's occurred to me is because I'm so broke, like I can barely afford food, I definitely can't buy alcohol. And so I still have some weed, but I've been given it by friends. So I'm not paying for it. And in that way, it's like I'm getting high, but I'm not drinking. And, to be sober and to be occupying my time sober is being replaced with like, you know, physical activity, and it's showing. It's great. I feel good. I go to sleep well. I sleep well. I wake up feeling good. And, like I said, I've just added cross country skiing to this situation. So I'm being a king to my body, which I've tend to be taking care of my body my whole life, but I also punish my body as well. And so it's nice to be getting older and passing that stage in life and really focusing on taking care of myself and feeling good. And that's why I need to make a doctor's appointment. That's what's on this list. I need to make a doctor's appointment for my arm. My arm hurts, and I got insurance, which I never have insurance. So, like, I'm going to go get it healed. It hurts. Ow, I don't know what's wrong, but it hurts. So, yeah, in that way, taking care of myself physically, and then also, emotionally, like he was talking about. If you overindulge, or if you have a soul that, escapes, through overindulgence, which is me, that leads to you being a tyrant. And there's definitely been a time and a place where I have been a tyrant. And again, I'm not in that particular time and place right now. So that also makes me feel proud. It's like, wow, I've grown, I've evolved, and I am more focused and concentrated on the things that are making me a king. And so I'm feeling pretty good. So with that, I'm going to let all you kings and queens go about your day, create your reality, making the universe do what you want it to do, and not being a victim. So I hope that you get to a mental state and an emotional place where you feel like you're the creator of your reality, because you are. And with that, I'm going to let you go do your thing. Go manifest. Go make stuff happen, and I'll check in with you next time. I'm your host, Landon Like a Plane. I'm taking off.